I'll be sharing my screen as well. All right. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Don't see my WhatsApp messages, please. Okay. All right. Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone. So now, welcome again to the introduction to Bhagavad Gita class. And we started with our first session. It's a section of the topics that we are going to cover in this course. So the section will be covering a whole lot of topics. And one of them is the first one, which is, a science of the soul. So who we are, etc. Okay. So background is, the Bhagavad Gita was spoken at the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And when Arjuna was, just 1 minute, this always, are you able to see the whole screen now?
Yep.
Yeah, it's better. Okay. So what is the number of topics that we are going to cover? And this is introduction to Bhagavad Gita, the science of the soul, who is God, why there are different gods, different scriptures, material nature, time and karma, which are actually the main topics in this, and who is Ishwar as well. Yeah, so 4 things. Different forms of yoga and the topmost yoga system. We all know about Patanjali Yoga and Hatha Yoga and all those. So we will cover that as well in this, and the practical application of Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. But again, because there are some new people and some of you have not gone through the material which was already being provided to you, we'll go through the introduction to Bhagavad Gita that we covered last week in a briefly manner. So let's start from us, bringing the auspiciousness for the class by chanting some verses from the Shastra. So I will chant. If any of you know, please you can decide it as well along with me. You can open your Bhagavad Gita as it is book. It is in the introduction to Bhagavad Gita. It is in that section. So it is better if you can open that, because I'm going to cover those verses in today's class so that you would know that why we are chanting these verses. Okay, is everyone ready with that?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So what I'll do for the timing, I will stop sharing my screen so that we all know where we are and what we are chanting today. So we'll start from here. So please open the book, keep in front of you Introduction to Bhagavad Gita, and we are going to chant the verses which is written on the top. I will chant because I know them by heart by now. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutah Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तविंद। Now everyone together, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we'll chant together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare.
Good. I have a table fan which throws air directly in my mouth, so it makes me cough. Okay, so this was the auspicious prayers that we chant before any class. However, this is pretty long for you guys, actually. What we will do is we will break into pieces and only try to know the meanings of the first 4 lines, okay? Which is Om Adnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. And Shri Chaitanya Mano Avishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. So for some of you must be going very high, I can understand that, because we don't normally read Sanskrit. If you have studied, you're born and brought up in this part of the world, probably there is no way that you can get in touch with all this. So I can understand it's pretty obvious. However, when we are trying to learn the Vedic scriptures, Sanskrit is becoming, the main, language from where all these things have been born and brought up with. So I will explain each and every word so it will be easy for you to understand. So why we have to bring the auspiciousness? When we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we all understand that it really feels good when we say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Last week when we had the class, we tried to discuss on the line of that why we need a guru, right? So, Ria, why do we need a guru? No, I can't hear you. Nobody can hear you. Anyway, don't worry about it. Manish?
Need a guru to
Much. I think it's because to understand the whole meaning of the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. So I gave the example of if you want to become a doctor, everything is available on Google. But can you become a doctor by just going to the Google, or can you become a doctor by going to Google? No, you cannot, right? So you need to go to the right institute in order to get that knowledge, get that certification, to get that degree. So, for example, in Australia, if you want to get a very good engineering degree, you go to UNSW. You want to go become a doctor, you go to UNSW. You want to become a pharmacist, or you want to become a optometrist, you go to Sydney Uni or maybe Macquarie Uni, something like that. So I'm just, based on my understanding, I'm telling you, because my both children, my son is a doctor and my daughter is a speech therapist. So they have gone to different unis. So from that experience, I can tell, this is what it is. So the main thing that I want to cover here is that for a certain knowledge or for any knowledge, you need a guru. Who is our first guru in the life? Is our mother.
Mother.
She gives the knowledge. Our father is also a guru. Mother is also a guru. When you go to schools, there are gurus as well. Right? So every teacher becomes our shiksha guru. They give us some shiksha, some education. So everybody gives the knowledge. Even the elder sister becomes a shiksha guru to the younger sister. Malvika must be feeling very happy. Yeah. So this is how it works, because mother will tell everything to the elder sister, and then elder sister becomes the guru to the younger. It becomes the life easier for all the siblings because now she knows, so she will teach. Mother is also free. So Meena ji is free. Oh, I've taught you everything, now you teach. All right. So that's how it happens. However, the main point is that we need to have a guru in order to understand certain knowledge. Now, the meaning of here, Om Ajnana Timir Andasya. Om Ajnana. I am full of ajnana. I am full of ignorance of knowledge. The guru, what he does? Jnananjana Shalakya. We know the anjan means the ointment. We have heard eyes में क्या लगाते हैं? We use mascara or we use kajal. That is also ointment. It is anjana. We heard amritanjan. You must have heard amritanjan or something similar to that. So we use that in order to apply in our eyes so that eyes become or eyes open with sharpness, and we try then we can see very easily. And who should open our eyes that way is our guru. What he uses, an instrument, that instrument is called shalaka. Normally, the shalaka is an instrument which is used for removing the cataract of the eyes. So what kind of cataract do we have here? The cataract of ignorance of knowledge. The shalaka is an instrument which is used for removing the cataract of the eyes. But here, the cataract is what? The cataract is of ignorance of the knowledge. So I am in the darkest ignorance of the knowledge. We go to Guru, and Guru will open our eyes with the torch of knowledge. Guru will open our eyes with the torch of knowledge. That's why we go to Guru, and Guru will open our eyes. Now, if we read this, Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya, right? Now, Chakshur means eyes. Unmilitam Yena, he opens our Chakshur, or the eyes of ignorance. Eyes of ignorance, not the physical eyes. Eyes of ignorance. Tasmai Shri Guru, to that Guru, I pray my obeisances. I pray my Dandavat Pranams. To that Guru, I am paying my obeisances. I'm just covering 2 lines, otherwise it will become overwhelming for some of you, right? So just covering 2 lines, now we can go back. However, the main point what I want to cover, that why do we chant these prayers? What is the meaning of these prayers is very important for us to understand. But otherwise, you go to the class, oh, that Guru had just chanted some verses and then we just came out, So we don't even know what is the meaning of those verses. But he just chanted those verses. No, we should know the meaning of this. So that is the beauty of the classes that we give. We should know the meaning of each and every word, each and every syllable that we pronounce in these classes. And if we have any question, please raise your hand, and I'll be happy to answer those questions n number of times. The material is there with you. You can go through it and ask me the question anytime during the week as well. Whenever I have time, I will answer the question. Okay, you all have my WhatsApp number. Going back to our material of the class, I'll share my screen again. Now, what are the topics that we are going to cover? Introduction to Bhagavad Gita. When we are talking about the introduction to Bhagavad Gita, so that means Bhagavad Gita has to be the book of knowledge that we are going to learn here in this study of our class or the study of classes. It's a series of classes. In that, during those classes, what we are going to learn, the science of the soul. Who am I? Or what is the soul? Who is God? Why different gods, different scriptures, material nature, time and karma, different forms of yoga, Topos yoga system, and practical application of Bhagavad Gita. Now, the first one that we are going to cover today and maybe the next week as well, because it's quite a big chapter. So be patient. Bhagavad Gita is the main source book on yoga and concise summary of India's Vedic wisdom. Okay, why it is called Bhagavad Gita? Because it is the song of the God. When God speaks, it sounds like music to our ear or to anybody's ear. Yeah? It is not like, it's Amitabh Bachchan is speaking. It is the sound of the God or the Lord. When it comes out, anything out of his mouth, it sounds like a song to us. It's beautiful music to the ears of the listener. It was spoken in the last moment before entering into the battle. The great warrior Arjuna begins to wonder about the real meaning of his life. Why? Because when he stood in front of the army that he is going to fight with, that army was full of his relatives, his grandfather, his friends and relatives, his maternal uncle, paternal uncles, Then the question comes to his mind that why does he exist? Where is he going after death? What am I going to gain by killing all these my relatives and my guru is Dronacharya, to my grandfather Bhishma? What am I going to gain? Krupacharya. All these big personalities, I'm going to kill them, but what am I going to get out of this? So the subject matter that Bhagavad Gita is talking about is about the whole life, about any one of us. Arjuna is representing us in Bhagavad Gita. He's asking all the questions on behalf of us. He did such a wonderful job. For all of us, we should be thanking Arjuna. Please, you have done a wonderful job. Why Bhagavad Gita was spoken only to Arjun and not to anybody else? Because Arjun was a friend and he was also a devotee of Lord Krishna. Now, Krishna very happily accepted him as his devotee. And Arjun has happily accepted him as a spiritual master or the guru. The duty of the spiritual master is to remove the cataract of the ignorance of the knowledge that one has. That's what we read in the first verse that we have understood today. From the perplexity of spiritual enlightenment. In the course of doing so, Krishna concisely but definitively explains transcendental knowledge. That comes with various yoga systems. Karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. Yeah. So various topics within that we have studied here. Any questions? It should be conversational, If I keep on speaking, then it will not be, a joyful experience. That's what I think. So if you have a question, please ask immediately. Yeah. So what we understood today is that why the Bhagavad Gita was spoken, where was it spoken, yeah, and why Bhagavad Gita is called the Bhagavad Gita, that is song of the God, and what are the subject matter that has been discussed in Bhagavad Gita, and how it traverses from Karma Yoga to Jnana Yoga to Bhakti Yoga. So there are 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. So if we divide that into 6 chapters, a section of 6 each, right? So there are 3 sections. First 6 sections, the first 6 chapters, which becomes first section, is called Karma Yoga. So from karma to yoga. Then second section is called Bhakti
Bhakti.
Yoga. So from 7th chapter to
12.
12th chapter, it is Bhakti
Bhakti.
Yoga. And the last six chapter is called the Jnana Yoga.
Jnana.
So from Jnana also somebody can go to Yoga. Who comes to Krishna to learn Bhagavad Gita? There are what type of people that we discussed last time? Those who are inquisitive about the knowledge, those who are wealthy and they are very worried about what will happen to my money, kya hoga, mera bank balance khatam to nahi ho jayega. So all those things are worrying him. Third is the person who is very poor. Very poor. Yeah. And the fourth one who is
Ignorant.
yeah, correct. So we covered all. Yes, any questions? Yeah. So inquisitive, one who has so many questions about, and he want to ask those questions. Like, why this, why that? Some people have that habit. Ye kyun ho raha hai, wo kyun ho raha hai, ye kyun ho raha hai? They always have questions to ask. Yeah. People are wealthy and they want to know what will happen to my money, what will happen to my this property, that property. They have properties across Australia. And they are worried, what will happen to this? Will my wife get all the property or my son get or daughters get some or not? So they are always worried about that. The one who doesn't have any property, he is not worried. Is that correct? No, that is also not correct. Yes, Madhavi.
I just had a question about the sequence with the three. One is Karma Yoga, then we are saying Jnana Yoga, and then Bhakti Yoga. However, Bhakti Yoga is the middle chapters.
Yes.
Then why
so
do we
a
say
good
first
question.
Karma Yoga, then Jnana Yoga, and then Bhakti Yoga? That's all I want to know. Thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how we say about it. However, the Bhakti Yoga is the middle part of it. So in a sandwich, what is the best part of the sandwich? The middle section, right? That's where you have everything. You will love this middle section. उसके लिए सारे लोग sandwich खाते हैं. The middle portion of sandwich, right?
Very nice analogy. Thank you.
Yeah. So the slice above and slice below doesn't matter whether it's a white bread or it's a whole wheat bread or any bread. Doesn't matter. Whether it's a paratha or roti. Doesn't matter. So what is there inside? मम्मी इसके अंदर क्या दिया है स्कूल में आज? That is very important. Yeah. You said something, Madhuri? Okay. All right. So now Bhagavad Gita, we spoke about what is Bhagavad Gita, what is its purpose, and why should we understand Bhagavad Gita? Because we have the questions of this type, that why do we exist? What will happen to us when we die? Yeah. And how long? And who can understand Bhagavad Gita? And from whom we should understand Bhagavad Gita? Then comes the question is, there are 3 steps for perfection. From whom do we understand Bhagavad Gita? The Bhagavad Gita has to be understood in a way that a person should be coming from a parampara system, or he's coming from a legacy, right? That legacy is coming from the Guru Parampara system. The one who has learned from his Guru, that Guru has learned from his Guru, like that. It's kind of a stepwise. So every person has a Guru from where he has learned Bhagavad Gita. Go back to our slides again. So we will not be missing the flow. So we covered that it has 3 sections: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. So it also gives you the knowledge of the absolute. It gives the devotional service, the 3 modes of material nature, the divine and demonic natures, and much more. But basically, these are the 3 sections which are more important: Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. So these are the 3 sections that we should be worrying about more in this. The Bhagavad Gita as it is. Now the question comes that why this particular title has been given to this book, Bhagavad Gita as it is. It is the largest selling and most widely used edition of the Bhagavad Gita in the world. Why so? Because there are various Bhagavad Gita editions are available in the marketplace. However, people have given their own interpretation of the summary of the translation of the each shloka. So Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya or the founder spiritual master of this movement, Iskcon, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, when he thought that, oh, there are so many versions and each of these editions, they are having a different meaning to the people. Some of them, they even lost the meaning of who is Krishna. It's like Krishna can be anything or something like that. So they actually lost the meaning of the Lord as well in that. So that's the reason Bhagavad Gita wrote his own edition of Bhagavad Gita. He brought up with that from 1972 onwards. This book of Bhagavad Gita as it is came, and he gave title as Bhagavad Gita as it is, so that there is no change. It is the way it was spoken by Krishna. He translated that and then also gave the purport or the summary of each of the shloka. How many shlokas are there? 700 shlokas in Bhagavad Gita. And for each shloka, Prabhupada has given the summary or the purport for each in the simple English language. Why it is the largest selling? Because it has been translated in most of the languages in the world. It is available in English, it is available in Tamil, Marathi, Kannada. It is also available in Russian. It is available in Chinese. It is available in Japanese. You name the language, it is available. Now we come to the introduction to Bhagavad Gita. That is the first topic that we have, and I had covered that in the last class. So when in this particular chapter, in the introduction, we come to define what is the difference between us and the animals. So because I have already taught this, I would request one of you to repeat that. Maybe Manish, you can repeat that. Why there are what are the similarities between the animals and the human being?
Different animals and birds have different ability. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending in
It's common to animals and humans, yeah.
Common to animals and humans.
Yeah.
Humans can inquire about cause of suffering and destination of life. Animals act by instinct, and humans are endowed with free will.
Yeah. All right. So Astha, can you tell me what do you understand by this?
Asta is our belief.
No. Astha is the name of Meenaji's daughter.
Nice.
You are right, actually, Manish. I'm not wrong.
Like learning about the similarities and differences between animals and humans. So similarities is, eating, sleeping, mating.
Wonderful.
Instinct,
Very good.
and then humans, obviously, intellectual abilities.
Wonderful. So you are not only a good student, you must be a good teacher as well. So yeah, so these 4 things are common, yeah, between animals and humans, that we do the 4 things. What they do, what we do are same. But then what is so special about in the human?
We can plan.
Speciality in the human and which is not in the animal?
We can plan.
Yeah.
We can think.
Yes, Madhavi.
Higher
Yes, we-
consciousness. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
No, just it.
Just raise your hand. Who is going to answer? Please raise your hand. Otherwise, it will be confusion. That Yes, Meeraj, you want to answer?
Are you asking me? Sorry, I heard Madhvi. Okay, yeah. So what was the question again? I lost.
Okay, the question was that what is so special in the human being which is not there in the animals?
So humans can plan things ahead. So we have the intellectual ability to plan stuff like, and understand, we can speak, we can do so lot of things like, we have that ability to communicate with others, but animals cannot. So,
Okay, wonderful. Yes, Madhvi.
That's it. Sorry, just free will, and we have got higher consciousness.
Yes. Free will everybody has got, not only human beings. Even the animals has got the free will. Yeah. So we have the higher consciousness. In one word, if I have to say, we have got the higher consciousness. And that is the reason we are higher consciousness is intelligence. Yeah. Intelligence meaning we use our intelligence in order to plan things. We build our own houses. We plan our weekly grocery. We go to Kohl's. We go to Woolworths. And do a whole lot of things. And we also have our bank balance. Yeah, and then bring trouble to us as well. Yeah. So we have higher consciousness. They don't have higher consciousness. They live with the instinct. We live with desire. They don't have any kind of desire. कि मेरे को शादी करनी है, नहीं करनी है, all that. No. They don't have all those problems. We have those problems. Right? So they are living with all these instincts. When they want food, they will go and have the food. When they don't want food, they don't worry about it. Yeah? So as per their wishes, they can do all these things. Yeah. Let's go back to our yes, Manish.
But like with both these things, everyone has got their own set of problems, isn't it?
I was coming to that. Yeah. So what they don't understand is the suffering. So why they are suffering? Yeah, they don't understand the suffering, and even the human also doesn't understand. To that extent, we are also animals. We are two-legged animals. They are four-legged animals. There is only difference. Why I am suffering, and then apart from that, why I am suffering? Why I am doing this? Till I have this problem. I am going to the temple every Tuesday and offering Hanumanji this prasad, that prasad. Still, I am having this problem. So that means the good things are happening to bad people, and bad things happening to good people. One line definition: good things happening to bad people, and bad things happening to good people. The person who is doing so many bad things and still is having 3 or 4 houses, I'm doing everything is good. I'm going to office on time, doing all my work on time. My boss is still not, appreciating me. He appreciates me, does not give me any promotions or, increments. These problems are common to everyone. We all go through these problems. Yeah. And this is the way the world is at the moment. But we need to understand the meaning within that why is happening. Am I responsible or somebody else is responsible? Or is my karma which is responsible for that? Okay, so let's go back to our slideshow. Human can inquire about cause of suffering and destination of life. Animals act by instinct, we already covered. Humans are endowed with free will. Yeah? Whenever they want to do, we want to go for vacation, we can go to vacation wherever we want when there is a school holidays, or we have got leave travel assurance or whatever that we call it. So we only can go during that time, but we have that free will to do that. So this is covered in our shastras in the Mahabharata, that ahar nidra bhaya maitunam cha samanyam etat pashubir naranam dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho dharmena hina pashubir samanam. So What does it mean actually? The activities of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending are common in animals and human beings. The human beings are considered superior only when they inquire about the absolute truth. Otherwise, they are considered as good as animals. So, do we think that the planning of bringing the, what do you call, grocery from the Indian store or Radha stores or going to Woolworths or Aldi's or Coles, is that what we are meant for? No, that is not actually our meaning of having higher consciousness. Are we inquiring about the absolute truth? Who is God? Who am I? Why I am suffering? That is actually our higher consciousness. This picture tells you all about that. Where will I go after once I finish my work on this planet Earth? Yeah. Now, we come to whenever we say that, oh, absolute truth means what? Absolute truth means when I say it's God, then people will ask me, have you seen God? Everyone asks about the proof. Have you seen the God? So proof has three aspects of it. What are three aspects of proof? It is called the Pratyaksha Praman, that is seeing is believing. So, and that is the most popular of this. Have you seen God? That is seeing is believing is called Pratyaksha Praman. So that is the first proof that people ask. The second one is Anuman Praman. This on the imagination, I can say, oh yeah, it could be that. Third thing is the Shabda Praman, or the proof which is as per the scriptures or as per the document. Yeah. So let's take the first one, which is called Pratyaksha Praman. Now, when we take the Pratyaksha Praman, which is seeing is believing, how long we can see? We have our limitations as far as we can see. I know Japan exists, but can I see Tokyo by sitting here? No, because I have a limitation of eyes. What does it mean? That this limitation limits us to see from after a certain distance. So we are not absolutely perfect. So we don't become perfect. We are imperfect. Then human beings have ability to cheat. Human beings have ability to cheat. They often will tell you the wrong things just for their own sake. They can tell you, you buy this lottery ticket, you will get so much money. Do this, you will get that. So this cheating propensity people have. So that is human beings, and that is Pratyaksha Praman. That is the seeing is believing. I'm telling you, buy this ticket, you will get this. By the end of the day, you will not get anything. So that's a cheating. Yeah. Now, the second one is the Anuman Praman, which is as per the imagination, I can tell. That has a logic, which I normally give, is like, in India, that happens quite often on those who come from India, who have not born here, or if you might have gone on holidays to India, you might have seen that power goes off normally, very often. And when the power goes away, what you do is you tell, go to kitchen, and then on the second, if there is dark, if the room is dark, and then you go to second almirah, on the third drawer, open the door, on the left hand side, there is matchbox. Pick that matchbox and then go to the same room. On behind you, there is an almirah where you will find the candlesticks. You go there, you find the matchbox, but you don't find the candlestick. So your Anuman Praman can go wrong. I kept it there, but now it is not there. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So Anuman Praman can go wrong at times. You did it, and you were with the right intention. You have told that person who is trying to help you out with the, finding the candle and the candlestick and also the matchbox. You did the right thing, but that can go wrong. So it cannot be perfect. We are looking for the perfection in the life. If someone comes and asks you, who is your father? And father is not there, how will you prove it? The so-and-so person is my father. How will you prove it? But there has to be some proof. That proof is what?
Photo.
Date of birth certificate or a passport or a documentation. In the absence of all this, who is the person who can tell is your mother? Mother can tell this is the father. And that is the source of information. In the absence of all this, these three things can be seen. Certificate of birth, passport, or a citizenship certificate, or whatever, or driving license. From there you can see that. So, Shabda Praman is the authentic documentation. So the existence of the God is as per the Shastra or as per the book, which is Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or any other Shastra book. And that is the reason we need to go and understand these Shastra from a spiritual master or from a guru. Because this knowledge or this science of the soul can be taught only by the people who have learned this from their guru. Right? In Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 24th verse, it says that Tad Vidhi Pradipatena Pariprashyena Sevaya Upadekshanti Te Jnanam Dhanina Tattvadarshina. Means what? Tad Vidhi Pradipatena. By asking, go to a spiritual master. Spiritual master is the person who has seen the truth, but he will impart knowledge to you only if you ask the question submissively, not challengingly. Ask the question submissively, he will impart you the knowledge because he has seen the truth. He has seen the truth. No, please. For last 2 days, I've been having flu. Now, so we now know the out of the 3 proofs, what is the best one is the Shabda Praman, right? So that's why the Shastras are very important. The Vedic Shastra or the Vedic books they are not just a piece of paper. They have some importance. Unless without even the paper proof is more important than anything else. Go anywhere in the world, isn't it? If you go without the passport to the airport, they will not be accepting you. Under the see, even if the digital one comes, still it is a document. It's a proof. Whatever you do, it has to be being a documentary proof for that. Even the documentary proof is required for the death certificate. That somebody has died, it has to have a certificate, certificate of death. So everything has a documentary proof that is required to be given. Now, what is subject matter that is discussed in Bhagavad Gita? So it talks about Ishvara. It talks about Ishvara means who is God. Second one is what is Prakriti, what is material nature. What is Karma? That is third one. And the fourth one is the Kala or the time. These are the 4 main topics that are discussed in the Bhagavad Gita. So what are the 4? I'll repeat. Ishvara, Prakriti, that is material nature. Third thing is Karma. And fourth one is Kala, that is time. If you have seen the Mahabharata serial, Main Samay Hoon, right? Do you remember that? Now we go back to our presentation. I don't want to go away from the presentation because we missed the point, because this has created, having some sequence in mind. And if we lose that sequence, and when you go through the material, you will see that, oh, you taught something else, but now this material is saying something, in a different sequence. So I don't want to lose that sequence. Yeah, does that make sense? So we talked about ways of gaining knowledge, Pratyaksha Praman. Then within the Pratyaksha Praman, senses are imperfect, senses put us into illusion, we commit mistakes, and cheating propensity. We talked about these four. Yeah? Why it is not the right way of looking at Pratyaksha Praman. Second one is Anuman Praman, theories based on evidence of process of inference or hypothesizing on the knowledge acquired by direct perception. So we talked about that example of finding the candle and the matchbox. Shabda Praman, which is the most important, hearing from a bona fide authority. Knowledge obtained through this process is free from the four human defects that we talked about in the earlier slide. Senses are imperfect, senses put us into illusion, we commit mistakes, cheating propensity. In the example of who is your father, people can say, as per the science, that we can do the DNA test and find out who is the father. But are we going to do DNA test for every man in the world? Is it really viable option to do the DNA test for every person that is available on this planet? It's impossible. That is the reason we need to have some authority who is telling us the answer to that. Okay. So Vedic scriptures are called as Apaurushaya because they are coming from the Lord directly. They have no human author. And Vedas are directly word of God revealed at the time of creation. The Vedic scriptures are called as Apaurushaya because Purush means the one who is a human, right? They have no human author. Apaurushaya is called, which is not written by any human being. And Vedas are directly word of God revealed at the time of creation. That means what Veda is the knowledge. And Vedic scriptures are the book of knowledge. Yeah, book of knowledge about the Lord. We see a whole lot of manuals when we buy electric oven, we buy washing machine, we buy any of these kind of machines that we buy in the household. We buy even a motorcycle or car. Everything has a manual how to operate that. Bhagavad Gita is also a manual for our life. How do we say that? Because Vedas long ago revealed that Earth is round, and Galileo and Socrates, they put their mind into, and so much, after so many years, they discovered that, oh, it is elliptical. Finally, they proved that. Otherwise, they were saying, no, it's a plain, flat, place. You go from here, you reach there, from North Pole to South Pole, directly you can go. It was like that. Vedas even present accurate predictions of great personalities who will appear in future with great detail and accuracy. Bhagavatam has such intricate details of each and every personalities that is going to come, when and where, in which part of the world. They have given that details and they have proved it. Without any doubt. Vedas has also said that there are 7 continents, which information what was not known to most of European scientists even 500 years ago. that gives us, so much confidence in our the knowledge that the Vedic ancient Shastras or all our scriptures has. The system of knowledge that comes to us, it comes in two ways: inductive knowledge and deductive knowledge. That is ascending method and descending method. The inductive method is not accepting any authority and trying to find out truth by one's own endeavor or speculation. But if something is already been given in the Shastra, why do we go and again try to do some research? Go to the Shastra, see if there is already written. Don't break your head. If a student goes into this, in the science class, and there is there's a question that why 980 is the is the what do you call center of gravity there. So how are you going to prove that? Are we going to do again the same pendulum experiment and try to do that? But it's already been given in the book, right? Why should we do it again? The apple was going to fall on the ground wasn't proved. It was proven by Newton, but it was not the day from where it started falling onto the ground. It was falling even before that. It was not the day from where it started falling. Do we agree? Apple तो पहले भी नीचे गिर रहा था ना. It was not the day from where it started falling on the ground. Oh, Newton has proved this, so now I'll start falling down on the ground. No, it wasn't that way. He just created a theory and it got the name. Laws of motion. Newton has come up with laws of motion. He has put into a particular fashion so that people understand. These are the three laws of motion. That every action has a even equal and opposite reaction. So all those he has written them, in a proper way to have a book, and then teachers like Astha will have to break their head and teach the children. Do you want to have 2-minute break and then resume? It's a question. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll just stop my video. I will need 2-minute break because I'm coughing a lot. मैं ब्रेक दिला था.
What was?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Go to share my screen again.
Yep.
All right. So we understood the system of knowledge. That's come inductive and deductive way of finding it. So if something is already there in the book or it's already been proven, why should we go and invent that? You know, there is no point in reinventing the wheel that we all know, right? We covered this example of finding one's mother. What is the use of Shabda Pramana or the source from where we can find out who is your father? So by experimental knowledge, beyond active of the senses, we have to accept Vedas, which is considered to be considered to be like a mother. Yeah. All these are covered in the slides and I have given you the PDF. If you go to the PDF, all these things are very properly covered and you can understand that. Now we come to the importance of Bhagavad Gita amongst the Vedic literatures. What is the importance of that? It's the transcendental literature, the summum bonum of all Vedic literatures, because it is coming from Krishna. Krishna has given all the knowledge. In Bhagavatam, in the 9th canto, 16th chapter, this says that, Yam Brahma Varnendra Rudra Martas Stunvantu Devais Tavaihi Vedic Sangha Padakramo Upanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyana Vatsatat Marasa Pashyantiyam Yogino Yasyantam Navadira Surgana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. So it says that Krishna is the Lord, has been proven even by and accepted by Yam, Brahma, Varunendra, Rudra, Marutas. So these are the personalities which are very, very high personalities. Yam means Yamraj. Brahma, we all know Brahma. Varunendra, Varun Deva, who gives the air to us. Varunendra. Rudra is what? It's Lord Shiva. Rudra. And Marut. There are 6 Maruts. Okay. So they all have accepted and they all Stunvantu Deva Istivahi. They are all also doing all their Vedic, they are reading the Vedic hymns towards Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu. They were in the same thing. And they are doing the bhakti of one who is Lord Krishna. They have accepted this, then why should we not accept it? At other place in the Bhagavad Gita 8.9 says that Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram Anuvaraniyam Anurasparetya Sarvasva Dhataram Achintirupam Aditya Varanam Sharanam Prastha. So he is the Kavim Puranam, he is the oldest personality. Anushasitaram, he keeps everything absolutely in order. Have we ever seen that, oh, today's sun is not going to come? Sun is on leave. No, he always will come. There may be a slight chance of rain, so you will not be able to see the sun, but sun is there. When we go out to sleep, does it mean that sun is not there? Sun is there. It is not at this part of the world, but other part of the world can be seen. The sun is always there. Similarly, the 4 seasons, they always come. One after the other, one after the other, without any breakage of that. Air is going to always, wind is always going to flow, no matter what. So all these things are kept in proper discipline by somebody who is the controller. And that controller is no other than Krishna. And once we start believing and understanding the Vedic literatures, which is the summum bonum of all Vedic literatures, one can get free from all the miseries and anxieties of life. If one follows the instructions as they are, he should not be having any anxieties of life. I can understand Malvika cannot go and tell her patients that, oh, forget about it, everything, you'll start believing the Vedas and you should be fine. You can't say that, right? Because that's not your job. And that's not the patient, because they are coming from the acute phase. They have to be given the medication. They will come to this state once they have gone through the acute phase of their disease. They should be given very high medication. So in order to come to the level that they can start understanding these. Because initially they will not be in that situation that they can understand. Even if we say that, oh, in the older days, what people used to say, somebody is having, he's getting the, somebody is becoming hysteric, and somebody is laughing like mad, People say, oh, isko to mata aa gayi, isko kuch aa gaya, ye ho gaya, wo ho gaya, and all that. But they didn't understand, he has a psychiatric problem. Take him to a psychiatrist. Was the psychiatric going on that time, also take him to a psychologist. So both can go in parallel and the person can become better. People will go to take the उनके इसके पास ले जाओ, बाबा के पास ले जाओ, उनका आशीर्वाद दे दो, ये ठीक हो जाएंगे नहीं. It doesn't work that way. Yes, the ashirwad of the big people or those who have done a lot of bhakti, it works. They can give the blessings. Blessing for what? That you become a good devotee of Krishna. Become a good devotee of Krishna. Doesn't mean that from tomorrow onwards, all your psychiatric problems will go away. No, it doesn't work that way. It may work in this way that probably you may get better sooner, but at the same time, you have to take the medication. Am I right, Malvika?
Yeah.
So we don't defy any of the treatments that are there in the medication or the science of medication. No, that has to be there. However, we should not be disbelieving any of the Vedic prescriptions they are there. For Kali Yuga, people who are short-lived, Bhagavad Gita gives the guidance about the way of perfecting one's life. Earlier, people used to live millions of years, thousands of years, but now the life has become shortened. For the short life, how one can perfect the life? There are ways to become perfect in this life itself. That how many times one should be doing what, like, people are required to do some number of japas in a day, like that. So every personality in this world who has been very known to all of us and some of us, that they have given some interpretation in order for people to start acknowledging the fact that yes, Bhagavad Gita and these scriptures have certain potency by which it can eradicate your knowledge, the ignorance of knowledge that you have. Adi Shankaracharya in Gita Mahatmya says, the Maline Mochanam Pumsam, Jalasnanam Dine Dine, Sakrat Gita Smritasnanam, Samsara Malanashanam. What does it mean? Maline Mochanam Pumsam. Maline means mala. What mala means? The dirt on your body. In order to remove that, what we do? We take bath every morning, right? We go and take shower. Maline mocharam pumsam jalasnanam dine dine. We take jalasnanam dine dine. Sakrat Gita smritasnanam, by taking the bath in the sacred water of Gita. This is Gita Amritam, that is what he said. Sakrat Gita mritasnanam samsara malanacham. The mala of this samsara can be wiped out, can be vanquished altogether. That is what Shankaracharya is saying. Such a beautiful statement. So can we all say that together? I'm stopping the video so that this still remains there. I will chant one line and you repeat that. Maline mochanam pumsam
Maline
Vimocham pumsam
jalasnanam dine dine
jalasnanam dine dine
sakrit gitamrita snanam
Pratisnanam
samsara malanashanam.
samsara
Once more. Maline mochanam pumsam
Mochanam pumsam
jalasnanam dine dine
jalasnanam dine dine
sakrit gitamrita snanam
Sakratgita-mritam svanam
samsara malanashanam.
samsara-malanashanam.
Okay. So what is the meaning of that? Manish, do you want to read, please?
Yes, one may cleanse himself daily by taking bath in water, but if one takes a bath even once in the sacred
Water of
Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of material is altogether vanquished.
wonderful. The sacred Ganges water of Bhagavad Gita. That is what it is. Not only water, it's the Ganges water.
Ganges.
Yeah. So because we always consider Ganges water is the purest, isn't it? So when we consider that as the purest water, that means when we are reading Bhagavad Gita every day, we are actually cleansing ourselves. So that is the beauty of reading Bhagavad Gita every day, or at least understanding something about Bhagavad Gita on a day-to-day basis. But in order to do that, we have already covered right from beginning what we need to do. We need to go to a guru, understand each and everything. So what we are doing is a prelude to before we going into the Bhagavad Gita actual study. But before that, we have so much gap that we have not understood. So it is our duty to understand a whole lot of other things if we go into the real subject matter of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita talks about the 4 things which I have covered already. Ishwar, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. Yeah, they are the 4 things which we covered. Prakriti, Ishwar, Kala, and Karma. And in order to understand all this, what we need to do is we need to first start acknowledging and appreciating Bhagavad Gita by knowing this. Oh, this covers this, all these things. You know, and that's why Adi Shankaracharya is saying that Maline Mocharam Pumtam Jalasnanam Dine Sakrat Gita Vitasnanam Samsara Maranasham. So he is already, announcing that the fact that what happens after this. Once one who does that, he takes bath in the sacred water of Ganges of Bhagavad Gita. All his malanam mochanam is always goes away. Right? Any questions? Okay. Let me share my screen again. He further says that Sarvo Upanishado Gavo Dukta Gopala Nandana Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gita Mritam Mahat. In all the Upanishads, Sarva Upanishad means in all the Upanishads, Gavo, in all the Upanishads, the Gopal Nandana, which is, who is the Gopal Nandana? It's Krishna.
Lord Krishna.
Lord Krishna. Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta. Partho Vatsa. Who is Partha?
Is Krishna.
No, Arjuna. Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta. Who is getting the meaning of all this? Sudhir Bhokta is the Arjuna. Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta. Such a beautiful explanation. Partho Vatsa. Vatsa is disciple. Disciple. Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta. And he is also the receiver of this knowledge. Dugdham Gita Mritam Mahat. That milk. So what he's saying, Sarvo Upanishado Gavo, it is a cow. Sarvo Upanishad Gavo, in all the Upanishads. This Gita is the fifth Upanishad. Okay. And this fifth Upanishad is what? It is getting milked by Gopal Nandana. He's milking that cow. And who is getting that milk? Is Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhakta.
Arjun.
Yes. Yeah, Arjun. And Dugdham Gita Amritam Maha. And that milk is Gita Amrita, and that is received by Arjun. And due to Arjun, we are all receiving here today. Sitting in Australia, in Bella Vista, or maybe in Ponds or Kellyville Beach or Stanhope Gardens or whatever. It was spoken 5,000 years ago in Kurukshetra. So this Gita Upanishad, the Bhagavad Gita, the essence of all the Upanishads, is just like a cow. And Lord Krishna, who is famous as a cowherd boy, is milking this cow. Arjun is just like a calf. And learned scholars and pure devotees are to drink the nectarine milk of Bhagavad Gita. He further says, Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam. There is only one Shastra, Devaki Putra Gitam. That is, Devaki Putra is Krishna again.
Krishna.
Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam. Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva. There's only one son of Devaki. Who is that? That is Krishna. Eko mantra tasya namani yani. There is only one mantra. Tasya namani nami. And that name is nothing but Krishna only. Karmapi ekam tasya devasya siva. To that Lord, we should always pay our obeisances. Thousands of times. And that name is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, Madhviji, can you read the translation, please?
So let there be one scripture only, one common scripture for the whole world, Bhagavad Gita. Let there be one God for the whole world, Sri Krishna, son of Devaki. Let there be only one mantra, one hymn, the chanting of his name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Wonderful, thank you. Now we go to the requirements for understanding Bhagavad Gita. What are the requirements? So when we take admissions to any school or any educational institute, there is a list of things that you have to put into a form, right? So this is that form now. We are coming to that form. One should understand the following point before beginning to learn Bhagavad Gita. That Bhagavad Gita is a real historical dialogue between Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Arjuna. Srila Prabhupada, whose photo is on the right-hand side of the slide, he has given the name to Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because there are so many other gods are available and people get confused. Whom are you talking about? He has given the name as Supreme Personality of Godhead, so he is the chief and all others are serving him, honestly. Yeah. Kurukshetra and all other characters like Arjun, Bhim and others are all real. One should not twist his truth and bring out some allegorical meaning of it. Okay. Second point, Bhagavad Gita should be read and understood as it is coming in disciplic succession. Only this can change the hearts of people and free them from sinful activities and purify their lives. This is like, reading the terms and conditions before you get entered into a class. So Krishna is the goal of Bhagavad Gita. Many editions of Bhagavad Gita have brushed aside Krishna and Arjuna and carry self-motivated interpretations. Fourth, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is not an ordinary or even an extraordinary man. Bhagavad Gita should be heard in the spirit of devotion like Arjuna. Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the absolute person and it is the absolute knowledge. It is valid all the time and never outdated. It is not like the relative knowledge that the scientists with imperfect sense provide. The same knowledge in Bhagavad Gita was spoken 120 million years ago by Krishna, to whom it was spoken to Vivaswan, Surya. Bhagavad Gita is a scientific presentation of philosophy and true religion. The knowledge given in Bhagavad Gita is verifiable. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.2. This Pratyaksha Dharmyam by Krishna. Word of Lord is also good as the Lord. One should receive this knowledge in a very respectful mood with the desire to perfect one's life. Although the Lord is not present personally before us, his instructions are as good as the Lord. That makes sense? There is significance why Bhagavad Gita is spoken on a battlefield. Life is a struggle, just like a battle. And Bhagavad Gita is for those who want to tackle the battle of life and to deliver us from the ignorance. We already covered this, whom we should hear, etc. Been a long class today, isn't it? So, just wanted to know, Veena ji.
Yep.
I think there are 22 people have signed up for the class, but we are seeing only few attending. I mean, it's a good number, whatever we are seeing on the screen at the moment, but however, there are 22 who has signed up.
Yeah.
So we may have to,
Yeah,
see
I'll
why
check
they're
with
not
them.
joining.
Sure.
Yeah, please check with them. So if they have some problem with respect to time, etc., we should be able to adjust them in some
I
other
think,
way.
just two of them I know, that my husband and my sister-in-law, they are like, as I told you, Vinod is on night shifts, and my sister-in-law Sneh she said that already, that she won't be available.
We can take it offline. Don't worry about it for
For the
now.
others I don't know really.
Yeah. So we'll check it. We'll check it. You and I will have a call and we'll check it on that.
Yeah,
But
because many people told me that Saturday 10 o'clock time doesn't suit them. That's why. So
yeah, Vimto has spoken to me already.
yeah.
So I know what
I
it is.
think that this is a good idea with the recorded sessions. They can always refer back to.
Yeah, sure. So please go through the material and we'll meet again next Saturday, 10 a.m. without fail. And we'll do the remaining discussion on this particular topic. So we should be able to give a full stop on the session 1 topic. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for coming to the class.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
I'll send you the recording before the end of day today.
Yes, thank you so much.